I think the big player actually in this is Call Me Sue. Whenever I've seen Call Me Sue on Anubis, generally it has been really good, very aggressive, especially in ECL. Every single ECL game I've covered in the Asia Pacific region has been Lynn Vision, funnily enough, and every single time there is an Anubis, and every single time Call Me Sue is just owning people. You know what you're going to get out of Amelia. Really fast-paced rounds being called. You know that Starry is always good to show up on the server. It's going to be a rough day in the office for NomadS. Let's be honest. Let's just sort of already have that caveat. But let's see what they can provide. Currently, 3 players lying in mid, and Linvision are charging at them. Oh my god.
And it doesn't work, apparently. They get absolutely massacred in the early fights, but Starry will answer back only briefly, instantly traded. So, can we maybe attest that to being a NomadS counter-strat, a bit of a read?
Has to be. There was a flash play being set up as well by Paranormal, who was deep middle, sets up the swing immediately. Now, the difficulty you've got is the bomb, and all these players can just swing at once, and it's going to make life hell for these Glocks. Zaka just going on a little bit of an investigatory mission, hoping to find one, and he does, and now they'll swing all at the same time. Hexel picks up both, and NomadS, a very concrete pistol. Let's go. If they've got a game plan here, they're laughing.
Yeah, fair play. Absolutely taken, I think, completely by surprise there. You know, we look at kind of how NomadS approached that, and that has to be a read. They knew exactly what Lynn Vision were going to throw at them. So if that is the case, we've now got a real chance of having a pretty spicy game, all things considered. We're looking at this situation now where NomadS seem to know what Lynn Vision are bring to the table. So I wonder what Lynn Vision can do in response. They've gone for a force buy. This is a road call. You don't often see force buys without a bomb plant. So Tech 9s and a Mach 10s, let's see what they do. Rushing in towards the B side and round the corner. Can't quite find the first fight. It's a little scrappy up close, but Westmelon and Amelia make it work. What is happening?
Okay. Right, we can break this down in just a second. Let's see how this 3 versus 5 plays out, because it is something that NomadS are interested in. The nade will at least deal with Call Me Sue, but 2 players heading towards this glyph position. Paranormal leading with the doolies of all weapons, finding another frag. But Lynn Vision, you feel like, should have this after plant at bay. They walk through the smokes, they get decimated by the Mach 10s. And you're right, the fact that you force buy in that moment without a bomb plant, to me, shows a little bit of disrespect. And it shows that we don't care what you're going to bring to the table. That's why they rushed mid probably in the pistol as well. Because they feel like they are the better team on paper. They're going to overrun you. And they did exactly that. It's one smoke. There's not even a flashbang over the top to support these players bursting through their own utility and swarming back site. It's so easy with the Mach 10s. And it puts NomadS in a tricky spot immediately. Look at the buy compared to the previous round. Paranormal has an MP9. And last round he was only on dual Berettas hoping for an AWP.
Yeah, that's a real gut punch, isn't it? Mach 10 going to try and fly around the corner again. Paranormal. What have you got for us? The spooky situations of Mach 10 flies in his face. And there could be another behind it. They spotted him through the smoke. Westmelon doesn't care about Molotovs because the CT mollies, they're completely useless. And you very quickly take an A control. Lynn Vision are setting a tempo here that NomadS don't really know how to deal with.
And I feel like this is going to be par for the course for the whole T side, right? Look, you've even got this lurking from Zaka with the Mach 10. You got Starry running through the smoke. She spoke about the CT molly that they ran through. They also run through their own molly on default site, which obviously does less damage because it's your teammate's molly, but they just don't care. They want to clear out every single angle. They want to overwhelm NomadS. That was one MP9 invested into that round. This one, they're going to have absolutely nothing, and you feel like Lynn Vision are going to bring the same pace. It's just punch after punch in a flurry of blows here. And for Hanks, he's hoping he can hold on to his armor, and he does just.
Yeah. I mean, maybe like half a second more there, and he goes down. Lynn Vision, this is a crazy tempo they're setting. I do wonder as well for Lynn Vision if they just throw in a rare slow round, really test them and kind of start to ingrain in the mental a little bit, saying, right, we're going to play a relentless pace. We're going to use these Mach 10s as the forefront of our attack, and we're kind of going to go from there. And I wonder whether they throw in a bit of a tempo shift, right? Whether they can slow it down and put them under pressure. Starry, spot last
I
one.
cannot see that happening.
Yeah, it's true. You know, especially if you just keep winning, it's like it kind of puts you in a position of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
It's just funny because the Starry is running through mid. He's the guy that's leading the charge. He's not even a Mac 10 player. But if he could do stuff like that, why not? One tap onto Hooligan, call me soon, and takes the space in towards heaven. This was a 4-player lean on this A bomb site, and it finds nothing.
Oh my god, it is brutal. Deagle up close, gonna get one, which is nice. She'll take that, and a second behind it, which is okay if we're talking about silver
Yeah.
linings. But my god, another round where they just get eviscerated, and yeah, NomadS really got to be hurting right now. I actually would not mind attack pause at all. First gun round, just a moment of thinking, right, what are we doing here to make this work for us? Well, first and foremost, if I'm NomadS, I'm dropping Util very early. Molly's down mid, Smoke's down as well in the extremities, and really trying to, whatever you can, slow them down. Now, sure, it's obviously a CT Molly, so we know it's pretty useless, but it's better than nothing.
They're faking B. They're faking B to maybe just go in towards A. This hasn't upset the rotation, though. Or at least immediately. There's that early molly that you spoke about. Paranormal will drop that to prevent A main access. And Hanks is coming really well right now. I see nothing in B. There was only these smokes. There was no follow-up. You got the double layering of utility in towards mid. Randy just holding the corner. Can't see on the cusp of that smoke. But that might enable Hooligan to go for a little bit of a push, but punished. But that's exactly what Lynn Vision wanted. One isolated kill.
Yeah, they'll take that. Now they can start to move. Westmell are going to move through E-Box. He is sort of alone in this venture for now, though. Gotta hope that Call Me Sue can find a peek at the same time. Got Hanks on the other side holding for exactly this. You took gonna bank through, and he'll bank one off in towards that of main. Slows it down, catching Starry. Looking for seconds, caught by Zaka. There's the AWP coming in towards the action, but surely no chance. Clouded in towards backside. And again, that's got to be the round. Surely NomadS just save it.
You have to. You can't give this a go whatsoever. The best you can hope for maybe is just an exit here or there, but your weaponry, your investment into this round is way more valuable than getting rid of Lynn Vision's economy. They've won 4 rounds on the bounce. They got a bomb plant in every single one of these. They are booming. And there's the example of that slower round, and it was all derived by utility. You think that NomadS have got a pretty decent read on the situation with 3 players still residing towards middle, but the double mollies, that forces the hand of Hooligan to get ahead of it. Maybe thinking, well, they faked U2 on B, maybe they faked U2 on mid. Didn't expect extra personnel just lying in wait in middle. And from there, I'm really impressed with the amount of flashbangs, like the support network of utility Lynn Vision used once they got that trade through Zaka's AWP on Hanks.
Carnage, so far, it's safe to say, 4-1 start, and Lynn Vision looking very good. We thought this might be a map in which potentially could be punished, but, you know, for Lynn Vision, it's late for them. You know, they want to be hitting the bed, and they want to get this game done and dusted, these 2 best of ones, and I don't blame them, right? You know, you are the better side. There's no point kind of playing with your food here. Deep nade that comes through Starry, will get chunked down, and A gets thrown in response, but doesn't do all too much. Call Me Sue. Looks like he was being tempted to be sent out, but a smoke comes down by Randy at the perfect time, and with Westmelon getting tagged, that'll force them to slow down.
And look at this, Paranormal, in the same breath, has also pushed A main, garnered that control. That frees up potentially a rotate towards this B side of the map. Look, Paranormal went all the way back in towards CT, thought better of it. So now you've got players more evenly distributed here for NomadS, and now you ask the question of Lynn Vision, what are you now going to do? Retake utility in towards middle? It's all a little bit of a disguise. They will end on this A bomb site, but as you can see, Hooligan has now come over to support Paranormal. There are no smokes. That's the only caveat here for NomadS. There are no smokes to block off this A main choke point.
Well, Zaka posted, but basically going to be used as the man for the util, sending the riflers. You touched on Call Me Sue and his importance in this game, and he's very important in this round. Got a double entry earlier in towards this site from a different angle. What's it like now? Flash around that corner. Call me two. Amounts to nothing, but Starry will get one of his own. Instantly traded. Numbers kept. Pistol pulled out. Everybody's blind as well. And Westmelon, 6 points of HP, survived a scare. Time is ticking. And he gets another. 2 versus 2 round right back on. Bomb goes down. Zaka delivers with the AWP as well. And somehow, some way, Lynn Vision have made something out of this round. But MP9 is not good enough. Zaka with a big 2-piece to give Lynn Vision their 5th.
Damn, that's such a shame for NomadS, because you get that extra flash support helping out Paranormal. And yes, it blinds him, but he takes 2 kills. He gets that dink. The dink player gets 2 kills of his own. I mean, it's absurdity, really, that Lynn Vision are just able to brute force that over the line. Really good angle management from Zaka is what I will say. The utility lands on towards bricks. It forces that player out of it straight into his line of sight, and then he just holds the tight line for a main. Clouden up close. Oh, gets burned alive? No, he doesn't. Okay, someone else got burned alive. He's chilling in mid, but not for very long. What on earth is this round?
Again, this is Counter-Strike, baby. We are so back. Kormisu flying in, easy, fine. Hooligan gets domed, and well, that leaves it all down to Randy. And unfortunately, I don't think he's got too much to do in this one. You're just safe. Keep hold of the rifle. There's no point really having a look in. Sure, you can maybe play for some level of an exit, but I don't think it's really worth risking this rifle at all.
Yeah, don't do it, Randy. Don't do it to him, Randy. Just go save. And he's already being hunted. Oh no. Amelia.
Uh-oh.
You nasty man. Randy says no. He's now got an AK. But they also know exactly where he is. And now Zaka is hunting him with the AWP. Out he comes around the corner. Why would you expect an AWP there? Lynn Vision are having fun on Anubis.
Yeah, they're honestly, they are really styling on them right now. NomadS, poor guys. Honestly, this must be such a heartbreaking game to sort of play as well, because for NomadS, absolutely nothing they're doing right now is working. Everything they're trying is being immediately kind of put back in your face, and it's actually a pretty brutal spot to be in. But at the same time, I still would like to see them take attack pause if they want to try and rectify. Just slow the game down, even if it's by force. Starry doesn't click mouse 1, even though he spotted him, but Hooligan, nice opener.
I like that. That was a good variation out of NomadS. Like, sometimes when you've got this game plan, you see that they've game planned for this because of the pistol, right? And it doesn't go in the way that you hope for, because Lynn Vision are not playing their slow, methodical CS. They're just running at you. And then that means your game plan goes completely out the window. Well, how do you account for this? Let's be disruptive as well. Go for these aggressive peaks. Try and take fights on your terms, because currently every single engagement has been whenever Lynn Vision want it, which means they're a lot more prepared. They're a lot more clued up on what's happening, and it starts to get a little bit scary. But fortunately for NomadS, 3 players here in Con.
Okay, Zaka, not even needed. Westmelon actually does it alone. Call me Sue. I mean, he should have heard those steps, so they should know that somebody's still here. Overlooked briefly, but Amelia delivers. 2 remaining, an M4 and an AWP for Hooligan. And again, smoked out from all angles back in towards this site. So surely, again, no chance.
No. Surely not. But at what point do you say we need a round? Look, Amelia's low, Westmelon's low. That would have been calmed over, but no kill has been presented right up until that moment. But that can only be a consolation. You could go for a ninja if you're paranormal. That might be what he's thinking about. But where Anubis is so claustrophobic, where it comes to you can just run around the corner, you're going to be fine. You don't have to give away that chance of even a ninja. So Paranormal will get out of there. Lynn Vision will go up to 7. This game started 10 minutes ago. we're speed running.
Yeah, I saw just before we went live, there was a tweet about it. I think Fire did a video talking about what was the quickest game of Counter-Strike, and it was between Navi Jr. and Ecstatic. 13 minutes. And this game's felt quick, so this game's been making me think about that one. Like, if that was 13 minutes, that match, that must have been pretty ridiculous. We're 10 minutes in, and it's 7-1, and this has felt like it's been at a breakneck pace. Lynn Vision.
I must
Yeah,
you know
I gotta
those,
go watch
those
it.
games where you were grinding the stars and you just naded mid on Dust 2. Everyone just used the nades. That's what I imagine that was like.
Do you remember as well? I don't know if you ever joined those like Dust 2 lobbies where everybody would fight lower, and if like did you ever join those? And if you didn't fight lower, they kick you. I learned that the hard way. Like you had to fight lower. That was it. Get the stars, get out. But yeah, this is sort of feeling slightly similar. Mid has actually been a real point of contention throughout this game, and a lot of fights there. Amelia's been sent out towards B. Spot a second as well. Playing around the pillar. He's actually probably just waiting for support as well. And the flash will force Clouden off the angle. Already at such a substantial lead for Lynn Vision. They've already got the site too. The bomb about to join them momentarily. Amelia's going to get a little bit more of an advanced angle. Picked up a smoke as well. That can be dropped over towards camera. And this is just brutal.
There's so many nades. There are so many nades, and then the moment the smoke dissipates, well, you got to deal with Zaka holding your heaven angle. You got Amelia creeping up the stairs. At least Randy is here, and a drive by MP9 does soften up Zaka. A well-placed nade does even more damage to Westman, and look at how low these players are. Finally forced off the angle, but Zaka still gets kills, and it's this mid-lurker Starry that is doing even more damage. Randy now caught between two mines. Call Me 2 is 1 HP. There is a kit available, but they know he's not on the bomb. Randy is now facing an impossible decision, and he can't win the retake. That's the closest it's looked for NomadS, because I've actually been able to get on the site.
It's harsh, but it's very fair. As well, at least he saves an AWP, so silver linings will take whatever we can get. 8-1 scoreline, though, is where we're at. Lynn Vision, it continues to be, I mean, such a defiant display from them. This is a side who, you know, obviously very deservedly are number one in this tournament. 20-2 is their scoreline, and on a 14-match win streak. And, I mean, the way things are going to be playing out by the end of today, 16-match win streak, if I'm being completely frank. There is no contest right now. NomadS, this is going to be a heartbreaking position to be in. But I will say again, despite it being heartbreaking, they're still not calling any timeouts. They are letting this run themselves.
They're just getting cooked, quite literally as well. Clouden has to now run away to the A site. Paranormal.
Oh.
No way. I was ready for him to get that jumping MP9 kill. I was going to go, haha, CS2. No, he just gets domed by Amelia. A break on that smoke. They've all rotated over here, bar Randy. Starry now goes for a look. There was a lineup available, and it doesn't happen. Hooligan will at least pick off one with the AWP that he saved in the previous round. But, I mean, he can't get into this now. He's just been smoked off. He's mollied himself a bit, which didn't even work. It goes for the no-scope, but Call Me 2 just hits the headshot. And once again, you're in a position where you're in a player disadvantage. You've got no access to this bomb site. And, yeah, you can give it a go if you want to, but I can't see anything happening.
At the same time this was happening as well, there was that main play as well where Clouden was left over there, and he does get one, but then now he knows there's no chance for him. Randy's left alone. Clouden's long gone, tail between the legs. He's out of here. He wants nothing to do with this retake. It's yet another round. It's just brutal. And he actually might get hunted by Zaka at the end here too.
I'm really enjoying the AWP just hunting people. Like, Zaka's on 100 ADR because, like, most of his kills are just him running to the other end of spawn and killing them on the exit. Do you know what sucks even more? The fact that the only round they won was the pistol. They won the pistol round. We go, ooh, that looks good. And then they've just been owned.
It's so funny as well that, like, if you go back to the conversation that we had right at the end of the pistol round, being like, that was like a counter strike. That was actually, a really decent plan. They might have some tricks up their sleeve, and like, no, instantly force brought back straight into a world of pain. And now I think in hindsight, we can probably say that might have been a fluke, actually. But Starry swinging in. It's messy, but he finds it nonetheless. Hooligan, I have no idea. He wasn't even flashed, so how did he lose that fight?
Right, come on.
I do not know. Oh, Starry says goodnight to Clouden. He's whisked away. Paranormal also falls as well. Oh, Starry's going to get another. This is chaos here. In a matter of moments, Haynes is all that's left.
Starry, grow up. Like, you're not supposed to get any of those kills. And you get all of them. Give him a chance, man. That's not even fair. I look at the mid setup, I look at Hooligan whiffing, and I think, oh no. But it's okay because Cloudon's there. He's on such a good angle, and he just gets destroyed. Oh no. You just feel pity for them. You just feel so sorry for them. And you can see why Lynn Vision are 20-2 in the group, because, I mean, what can you do against that?
Yeah,
he's got a
no,
P90. Neo, he's got a P90.
Oh, this is BM. This is BM, but I love it. I actually, you know, I'm fully of the volition that if, you know, you deserve to BM if you're that much better. Like, you know, you deserve to flex on them. Why not?
Is
Let's see what he does.
Randy BMing? He's got an MP5.
Oh, that is actually BM. When you're losing, an MP5 sucks. He's going though. Flash doesn't care. He's no way. He doesn't get any of them, but he does so much damage. It's actually Paranormal who tags up Hooligan. So it's a little cursed. This round's a little cursed still. Amelia needs to be a little careful. He's opted for the pistol in this fight. He's ran out of ammo as well. So Amelia shuts him down. The wildest half of Counter-Strike, and we've still got maybe a bit of a second half too. We'll see you after the break.
The sad reality for NomadS here is that break might be quicker than this second half. Well, sorry, the second half might be quicker than the break.
Yes, yeah.
We got there in the end. Oh no.
It's right back to normality.
Oh dear. Well, at least there's a trade. At least there is a trade, but Zaka is still here, but not for long. Cloudon follows up. A player advantage here for NomadS. They're scaling in towards the A site. The flank is very quick. That is the danger. But if Kormisu can stay alive alongside Westmelon, that means that flank can activate. Here goes Starry onto Clouden and onto Paranormal. Oh no, it's a complete disaster. Starry kills everyone.
Oh man, just when you thought there might be a chance, numbers advantage, might be like the first pistol round as well, it immediately gets thrown back in his face. So 12 to 11, map point or match point, I guess, in this sense for the double best of one. And Nomads have, you know, without a doubt, been absolutely eviscerated. But it's been a fun time if you're a Lynn Vision fan. They have been loving life and really flexing their muscles all the way throughout. Of course, the force bite to come through for Nomads, as we expect. But what will it do? Up close, Westmelon. He actually could have stuck around for the kill there, but Randy, not what you wanted to see. A team kill that comes through. MP9 up close, and it's all down to one-man Paranormal and a 1 versus 2. Smoke will come down in a correct spot, in all fairness. He has spotted one out as well, but he's being hunted. And Kormisu closes it 13 to 1. One of the quickest games of Counter-Strike I've done in a long time.
Oh, Randy. He had 4 kills and he killed one of your mates. That only ended on 3. There's not a whole lot to say about Anubis, to be honest, apart from Nomads need to pretend it didn't happen.